sure. So we're positive everyone can see. Yes, I'm sure we can. Okay. I've got a couple people that are in the wings, but we are so excited to be here. Like, probably more excited than we've ever been to do a coaching webinar. There's just kind of like this, I don't know, there's just this energy going on in our world and in our challenge groups. You can feel it in our teams. We are on fire and we're not stopping anytime soon. So we're super, super excited to share with you guys tonight. And you're going to hear a little bit of all of our perspectives. We come from different, backgrounds and have different lives. And that's kind of one of the things I want you to keep in mind as you're listening, is that Team Beachbody is so incredibly diverse. Like, we have coaches of all different sizes, all different backgrounds, religions, ethnicities, and we are all on one mission to change this world for the better in health and fitness, but also emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially. So with that being said, we're trying to keep this short and sweet so that we don't take all of your time this evening, but we also want to cover the basics and give you a really good glimpse into coaching. So at any time, if you have a question, there should be a chat box, right, Becky?
Yes. If you're on the computer, there is. I don't know how to do it from the phone.
From your phone. So if you're on your computer, you should be able to type it in the chat box, and if we have time at the end, we'll address it, or we might just answer it throughout our presentation. So just keep an ear out. But if not, absolutely ask in the event page or private message the person that invited you, because if you're like me, you have hesitations. I hope you do. I hope you have hesitations and skepticisms and questions, because I want you on my team. I like those people. I want the thinkers. So we're just going to share a little bit about our lives and our stories and what we do, what we don't do, and how this whole thing works. So I hope you guys are excited, because I am. I'm probably going to keep talking really fast because I feel like I have to cram it all in. So we're going to kick off with Becky quickly about why she became a coach or how that came to be, and then we'll rotate.
All right. So my name is Becky. Like she said, I have been a coach for 2 years exactly. A couple of days ago was my 2-year anniversary. So really exciting. And when I was first introduced to Beachbody, I had just had my son, and I was just a couple months postpartum looking for a job. Basically, I knew I had to go back to work. My husband and I were both in school, and finances were very, 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 very tight. To say that we were living paycheck to paycheck would be like an overstatement. I mean, we were not even living paycheck to paycheck. So I knew I had to work. I didn't have a degree yet. My background was in restaurants mainly. I was a server for a lot of years. I did secretary work, had a lot of random jobs, did some PR, but didn't know exactly what I wanted. I was going to school for kinesiology because I do love fitness, but I didn't have like a job that I had lined up or really knew at all what I wanted to do. So when I was introduced to Beachbody from a friend of mine, she told me about it, and I had done Insanity and P90X years before, but I had no idea that they had anything to do with Beachbody. And so when she was telling me about what it is, I was like, that sounds weird. Like I don't even know what this is. And I remember her giving me a recording to a call similar to this, but it was just a one on the phone that I listened to. And I remember listening to it. I think it was middle of the night when I was breastfeeding my son. And I remember thinking like, man, like this sounds really cool. Like this is like kind of too good to be true. And so I was really skeptical. I was like, I know that whole thing, everything, it's always too good to be true. I don't ever believe anything anybody says because it's just too good. And so, but I remember telling my husband about it, and I remember we kind of talked, and he was always really supportive of whatever I wanted to do. But I still had my hesitations. I for a while, and I think one of my biggest setbacks, and what I was really the most hesitant about was Shakeology. I had always believed you could get all your nutrition in eating whole foods, and I wasn't a shake person. I never wanted to stand behind a company where I didn't believe 100% in the products, and I was not a salesperson. I hate feeling like I'm selling to people, so I didn't jump in right away. And I thought about it for about 6 months. And finally, 6 months later, during that time, I had actually got a job and didn't show up to the first day because I was just so, every time I would think about leaving my son and putting him in daycare to go work, I would just get sick to my stomach. I wanted to be there for him. I had this brand new baby, but I didn't know how it was going to work. I knew I wanted to work from home, but I didn't know how it was going to happen. So I finally just decided, what the heck? I have nothing to lose. I had some baby weight I needed to lose. I had joined a challenge group, during that time. And I loved the community that I was a part of. I loved being part of that positivity and people building each other up, and being a new mom postpartum, I felt kind of like I lost my identity. And so I was trying to find myself again, and I was starting to find that with these groups. And so lo and behold, 6 months later, I decided to jump in, and 2 years later, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. So that's me in a nutshell.
I love it. It's awesome. Okay, Courtney, give us your perspective.
Sure. Let's see. I was actually like doing programs before I even knew coaches existed. I actually bought my first Insanity DVDs off of eBay. Imagine that. And I was doing them in this like, teeny tiny apartment, and my husband played on the road all the time. So that was hilarious. And was doing them for a while, and the coach that told me about it actually was another baseball girlfriend or wife at the time. And we were in this group on Facebook, and she told me, she was like, you can do this like as a coach and like help other people, right? I was like, what? I had been doing the DVDs like every day and had no idea that this coach thing even existed. So at the time I was in graduate school, so I didn't really even have time to like wash my clothes at that point. So it really wasn't the right time for me. But 2 years later, like, she stuck with me. She believed in me. She always checked in. Like, she just genuinely cares, and we're like great friends now. And even though it was the right time for me, I took the leap, actually signed up the same week we bought a house. Like, talk about like going all in. And it has been like the best thing for us. I actually like went through like a whole cycle of, I was like gung-ho in grad school, and then internship hit, and it was like the real world hit me, and I was working full-time hours, and I was coming home and doing more work, and I really let my fitness slip, and just my overall health slip. And I remember when she checked in with me, she's like, oh, did you graduate? I like felt so embarrassed because I knew she had watched me for so long. And then here I am, like totally regressing in my health and not really taking care of myself. And I was like, okay, I need to get back into this. I need to really work on me. So that was that was 2 years ago. Like Becky, it was July, the beginning of July, 2 years ago. And it's, at first it was like, okay, like Becky, I need to get some weight off. I need to improve like my eating habits, my sleeping habits. And then it turned into, okay, wow, I can give like this gift to other people. So that's me in a nutshell, and how this all kind of came about. So now I'm full-time and doing this. Half work.
Courtney is a school psychologist, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? A full-time school psychologist, and she's a dedicated fur mom. Do you like that term? I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. I need a shirt that says that.
Yeah.
Hashtag meow.
Sweet. So for me, I have a little bit of both of their stories, so I'll kind of leave some of those parts out. But for me, it started because, well, I grew up doing sports, and so I ate however I want. I never had to think about it. I am not like Becky and Courtney in the way that I do not love fitness. Like, I still dread workouts, and I still curse at the TV at Shaun T and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit different. Like, I'm not a runner, and they like love fitness and I don't. So that's me. But I was always active. I was always in sports. I love the team sports and things like that. So after college and like getting married, I, gained weight, and I was in corporate America and stressed and eating terribly, but I also loved it. Then I had a couple babies, and I actually, like Becky, or like both of them, used Beachbody workouts. I just didn't even know they were related. And they did work both times with both my babies. I lost the weight, but I gained it all back. So not because they didn't work, but because I didn't make a lifestyle change. I didn't know anything. I didn't drink Shakeology. I knew nothing about coaching, about challenge groups, nutrition. Like, I was clueless. So I thought, you just work out and it's fine. Insanity, I quit 3 weeks in. It was like, screw this. I can't do this. This is hard. So I had no accountability. I had nothing, like nobody to rely on or lean on. And so that's where I was. So I found myself, going on a year postpartum, still like overweight, unhappy, depressed, honestly depressed, fighting a lot with my husband because I was in this predicament of like, I thought I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but then I was miserable. To be honest with you, like, I was miserable at home with 2. I missed corporate. I missed using that side of my brain. I was extremely lonely. I missed being a part of a team. And it was a really, really, really dark place for me. But every time, like, I love doing resumes. I love like interviews. Like, I love that stuff. I'm an extrovert. But at that time, thinking about it, like Becky said, literally made me want to puke. Like, I just could not bring myself to do it. And so I felt like an alien. I felt so trapped and stuck, and just like I had no idea what I was going to do. And so this fell into my lap in a different way. What happened was, my college friend, we did college cheerleading together. She's also an athlete all of her life. She was in the military for a little bit. We have similar body types. She gained a ton of weight. I remember seeing that. She gained a ton of weight, right? Thank you, Facebook. But then I saw her lose it. She had 2 babies, 2 C-sections. Her husband was deployed. I saw her lose it. She posted her transformation, and I didn't even like the post. You guys, that's how prideful I was and how scared. Like, I'm not even gonna like this. I just went, wow. And then a couple months later, she invited me to a free clean eating group, and I was like, well, what the heck? It's free, and I don't know anything about clean eating. So I did it. Did it 2 weeks in a row, lost 8 pounds. Okay, that's cool. This is interesting. She invited me to a challenge group, and I was like, nah. And then eventually she talked to me about coaching, and I was like, what's this about? Okay, let's talk. So after talking to her for like an hour on the phone, and then doing a ton of research, because that's just who I am. Like, I'm skeptical, and that's, I just wanted to know everything. So researching and researching, fell in love with this company. Like, I was the type of person, I didn't even know that it was a multi-level marketing. I didn't even know it was direct sales, like that was their structure. And I think that's a good thing, because Kaylee did such a great job, and the other coaches that I knew at just sharing their life and making it so genuine that I didn't feel like they were icky. And I never, ever thought I would ever be a part of an MLM or direct sales. And I hated going to parties. I don't want to have stuff in my house that I got to get rid of. Like, no, absolutely not. I don't care. No offense to anybody, but like, I just don't care about the jewelry or whatever. So, and other products. So for me, after researching the structure and just the mission of this company and just the beauty of it, I was like, dang, this is really cool, like Becky said. But honestly, for me, the reason I signed up, the reason that I took the jump, was 2 simple, selfish reasons. Number 1, I needed the accountability because I was a quitter, and I was used to having a coach all my life and having a team for accountability and being yelled at, and I didn't have that anymore. And so I needed accountability. If I'm the coach, if I'm running the groups, maybe I'll stick with it a little better. Number 2, I just needed something for me. I needed something that my mind could focus on other than diapers. I needed that community and just that, just something else for me. Eventually, it did evolve into 2 more reasons. One being the transformations, like people's lives changing incredibly, and that is addicting and it's awesome to be a part of. Number 2, finances. I really didn't believe at the time that you could really legitimately make like a steady, like I'm going to quit my job income, like 6-figure income. And learning that over the months and sticking around with coaching, I'm like, oh, this is actually providing freedom for my family and allowing me to do things that I couldn't do before. Simple as like getting my nails done or planning vacations and paying for them. So it's evolved over time, but that's why I started coaching. So now we would like to briefly talk about like, what does it look like? Like, what do we do? And so Becky's going to share her screen and we've got a slideshow for you. Don't be overwhelmed by it or anything, but it's just to kind of help you have an idea. And then we're just going to each kind of give a little snippet of a take of like what our day looks like or what we do as coaches and how we do it.
Okay, let's see.
How do we get Becky up there?
Click on Becky.
Oh, okay.
See?
Perfect.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay.
So let's start with Courtney this time.
Sure. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of talk to you like what I do daily and kind of, I never read from a slide, right? Learned that in grad school. Okay, so so basically like it's really big on sharing. Like you're just basically sharing like your journey through life, your journey when, your day. You're not like spamming people. We don't want that. But you're just sharing like the small things about your day. What did you eat? What did you find that was helpful and something that you read? What impacted you? What workout did you do? What, how are you feeling kind of thing. And really just being like a product of the product. Because people want to see that, these work and they want to see a real person. They want to see someone they can relate to, right? And that's really how you're going to build, trust and respect with those people. And then, we do a lot of things like she was talking about groups, like free groups where we just provide value to people and just generally help them. Maybe they've never been educated on how to eat healthy. Maybe they don't understand like how much they need of certain, foods or food groups. So we help them with that. We do like regular challenge groups. Some of you guys are probably in our challenge groups right now or have been in them before where, you're following a workout program. You have a calendar. You literally can like check the box. You know what you're doing every day. We support you. We're basically like a family in that group. And it's a really like close bonded group because we're there, even if we have a tough day, that's, we're there to support each other. Setting goals. Setting goals like for ourselves and then helping others set goals too. That's super important. Like we're here for life. Once you get a coach, like we're in it to win it. So we're with you as you evolve through your journey and as it keeps going. And you make amazing friends. I would have never met these two if it wasn't for coaching. And like I literally like cannot imagine my life without it because some of my best friends are because of coaching. Like it's just incredible. Like I remember I got back from our coach summit and I was like, Coach Summit is like amazing because if the world could just be like that, like the world would be so happy. Everyone's so positive and excited and happy and no one cares what you look like or how, like if you wear makeup that day, no one cares. And it's really just like this amazing, amazing community. So, and we do it all from our phones. Like literally, if I have a long day, I can literally work from my phone or check in with someone from my phone. I could even do this from my phone if I needed to right now. So it's really, if you're busy, it's okay. The busier, the better. You'll learn new ways to work around it and really make this work for you and what you need.
Love it. Becky, do you have anything to add and so Courtney, just let me ask this. So for people who do have full-time jobs, like when do you make time for this? Like when do you post? When do you, just give us an idea of like that kind of stuff.
So I call it working in the cracks of life. So the little cracks I have. So in the mornings, usually I post before I go to work. I do work out in the morning, so I'll usually post something in the morning, like motivational. Lunchtime, something quick, like even if it's like, hey, this is what I'm eating, this is what it is, you know, something like that. And then I post when I get home, and then I post like before I go to bed, and checking in with people usually like at night. Nighttime is kind of like my time, but I want to make sure it's like not for hours. I want to make sure that I like have a mission, you know, 30 minutes or so, and I can just boom, 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 I'm done. Because it's a long day. If you're, you know, if you're working full time, you don't need to spend hours at night.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, because one of the biggest hesitations people have is time, and you can literally be successful in this business working an hour a day, not including your workout, you know, like an hour of like sharing and inviting and personal development and stuff like that. Becky, do you have anything to add to that, or any like thing from your perspective that might be different?
Yeah, so I'm going to stop sharing for a second and I'll just talk. So for me, like I said, I am still in school. I am a property manager and I do this business. So I have 2 jobs plus and going to school and have a child. So to say that I have all this extra time would be hilarious. And, but that is the beauty of this business, is that you create the time, you create your work hours, you decide when you're going to work. You don't have to go and clock in. You don't have to be somewhere, you know, you can do it on vacation. And the thing about it is like, oh, you got to work on vacation, but it gets to a point where like, this doesn't feel like work. When it's something that you love doing, you don't mind doing it every day. Like, it's not like, I've had jobs and maybe have a job where I don't necessarily want to be working on vacation. And, but this is completely different. And so for me, I mean, to say that I wish I could say I was organized and I've got it all together. I'm a mess. Like, I just am a hot mess, but I just try to figure it out. So basically, I'll try to wake up early before my son gets up. I go to bed late. If I put him down, if he takes a nap, I'll work during his nap time, put on a movie, you know, like I make it work. Like, I try not to have the TV be a babysitter, but I'm not going to lie, it is sometimes. But for me, I know that these sacrifices that I'm making now, where, yeah, maybe I'm not like, you know, with him in his face all the time, I know that I'm creating a life for that later on. I can be there when it really matters the most, because he's 2. Like, it's okay. And the mom guilt is real. I'll tell you that. Sometimes it sets in, but I just have to remind myself why I'm doing this. And for me, I know why I'm doing it. And it's so that I can create a better life for my children, so that I can be there and never have to say no to anything, you know, any special event, or tell them that we can't afford it. Like, that's what drives me. And so I know that these little sacrifices of going to bed late, waking up early, you know, finding maybe my mother-in-law to watch him for a certain amount of time. Like, you just have to make it work if it's something that you really want. It all depends on what your goals are with it, because people come in to this for so many different reasons. Some do it as just a hobby. Some do it as, you know, just a part-time thing. Some do it full-time and they're ready to quit their jobs and go all in. And that's me, but that may not be you. And so you just have to figure out, and I will tell you, wherever you are in that spectrum, I'll find somebody that is in your position, because I know so many different coaches on on the entire spectrum. So that's the awesome thing, is that you know, we'll talk about it later, but like, you're not required to meet quotas. You don't have to work a certain amount of hours. It's not like a regular corporate job. And so I guess what I'm just trying to say is that you just kind of make it work, and that it is going to look different for everybody, but that's the beauty of it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I want to say like so many, just I'm a hot mess too. Look at me. I was like, I should probably put on makeup. Oh my gosh, shower. But I'm like, you know what? If you're not a hot mess, if you're watching this and you're not a hot mess, you need to join Courtney's team. Just kidding. I do have coaches on my team.
I have cleaned up cat pee tonight. Let's just throw that out there.
I do have coaches on my team who have their ish together and they always look beautiful, but that's just not me. So I wanted to say that. And I also totally agree with you that, you know, and I want to add that working, when she says like, you want to do this full time, that doesn't mean like working 40 hours doing this. That just means you're making a full-time income. So that is, yeah, for me, like I'm going to retire my husband, but it already has done so many things. And I was really like almost getting choked up when she was talking about, providing a better life and not having to say no, because growing up, we were pretty poor, like very poor. My parents always had to work more than one job. My dad worked like 3 at one point. And I remember feeling guilty as a kid, like even like basketball registration and like, oh, we have to get new shoes or whatever. Like, so for me, like bringing it back to my kids, I've achieved that now through this business, that like I can put my kids in dance or in whatever, or we can do the extra things and not have to sweat about it. And so that's a very like emotional, real reason that right now I'm not with my kids, right? I'm up here. It's not every night, but every once in a while, yeah, I choose to take an hour out of my evening because I want to, and I feel selfish I feel selfish keeping this to myself because it's such a freaking awesome opportunity and it's changed my life so radically that I'm like, why the heck? I have to tell the world. I have to share it with the girl that's watching this, that's feeling or relating to us in some way where we were 2 years ago, and they're like, I need this in my life. But that's a different tangent, right? So the only thing I have to add, or just to kind of give you a little bit of time perspective, is that when I first started doing this, I had a schedule, and sometimes I do. So I've gone back and forth. Sometimes I have a schedule, and I'm like, I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3, by the way, now. But at the time it was stay-at-home mom of 2. My husband's in the military. So at first, when he was a pastor, we did like when he got home from work, I would get an hour and I would go down in the basement and I would work. And that was my job. So I still would like share a little bit throughout the day, but I wasn't like, on my phone all the time. So I could unplug and I knew I had that hour. Occasionally I had 2 hours, to be honest. Then there were also seasons of life, and I'm kind of in one right now, where that just wasn't feasible. And, he was working long hours, or he's gone for 3 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever for the military. What am I going to do, right? I don't have that. So I would, like Courtney said, kind of weave it throughout my day. And what I do is I just kind of view life now through the lens of coaching. My page is not, blah, throw up like all coaching and fitness and all this stuff. It's not. It, we follow the 80-20 kind of rule of like coaching is a part of our life. There's other things I love, like watching Big Brother and The Bachelorette and eating donuts, whatever, right? Actually, I don't really like donuts that much, but pizza. So we share all kinds of stuff. We share our failures. We share everything. But what I do now, beyond just that 80-20, is I kind of just view everything that I share through the lens of a coach. And what I mean by that is that every single thing that happens, not every single thing, but most things that happen, I'm asking myself, how is this going to add value to someone's life? Recipe, that's easy to see. Motivation, a quote, that's easy to understand. Like if I'm reading something that's really firing me up or like affecting me from personal development, then I'm going to be like, I need to share this with someone. It might be my coaches, it might be my challengers, it might be my personal page. So just always thinking of others, like being others focused. And then beyond that though, it's like even with my kids and my failures and my mess, it's like I'm going to share it because I want someone to feel related to. I want someone to feel not alone, or most of the time, I just want people to laugh and smile and have something positive or funny in their newsfeed. So just kind of like always looking at through that lens of like, how can I share this in a way that's going to add value to others? That's pretty much all I wanted to add. I can, otherwise you guys pretty much covered that. So love it. Moving on, want to talk about, or is it money? Is that where we're at? Okay, so that's me too. So I'm going to try to fly through this. So like, how do we make money? Tell me the nitty gritty. This might totally like gross you out that we're talking about money, but I mean, in the end, this is a business, and this is, you know, this is our livelihood. We do this and it helps our families. We don't do it for the money. If you come into this doing it solely for money, you'll fail. Salesy people do not do well in this business. Really, they don't. You have to love helping people. You have to love working on yourself. So how do we earn? You can read it. 25% commissions on everything. So if a challenge pack, actually it's a little more than that. It's about 40% on challenge packs. So if a challenge pack, if something is 160, I'm going to make $50 on that. And then we also get 25%. So we have people that sign up to coach purely for the discount. So if you're already somebody that's a challenger, and you already have a challenge pack, or you want a discount and you really aren't interested in coaching, that's okay. You can become a coach just for the discount, but that is a perk. We get 25% off of everything. So that's awesome. But really where the bread and butter is, so at first as a coach, to be honest, your checks are going to be small. I'm going to be honest with you. Like my first month of coaching, my check was like $60. I mean, that's $60 more than I had before. And, you know, I was loving every minute of it. So, but at first it's just based on that commission, that retail, like sales or whatever. So eventually, as you're building a team, if that's a goal of yours to make this a legitimate income, you have a team. Now, it's not that, you know, I sign a coach and I make money. Like there's no benefit for me to just sign a coach just to sign a coach. So I don't want you to hear that. There are companies that are like that. We are not like that. So I'm going to get the same commission from signing a coach as I do a customer. What happens is, as we help our coaches do well, so there's incentive for us to help you do well and like make this amazing for yourself, we get bonuses from Beachbody. I don't get a chunk of your income. I don't get a percentage of your sales or anything like that. That's why I love this structure. I told you I was like a nerd researching it. We just get rewarded, and I also can't just sign up one coach that's awesome and doing amazing and then like sit back myself and not help people and just mooch off them. Nope. Not like that in Beachbody. Love it. I love that because we have to be doing well ourselves. We have to be helping people. And so that's why we put that quote, your income is a direct reflection of the number of lives you are changing. And so we believe that, you know, I can only help so many people. But if I have a team of people that I'm empowering and I'm equipping and I'm helping, they're going to help even more. So my impact is going to like, you know, compound, quadruple, actually more than that. And so I'm going to be helping way more people with a team of coaches. And I'm also going to be helping people more fully and more deeply because I'm affecting their finances now and I'm affecting their entire family. So hopefully that makes sense. Anything I missed, guys, that you wanted to add?
I think that's good.
Awesome.
Probably just, oh, I do want to add, we do earn like prizes every single month, just like fun stuff, but I love it because I'm like driven by that. So getting that Beachbody backpack, I was like, sweet. We earn, you know, personal development calls, we earn silly things, we earn great things, and we also earn trips. Trips are the best. Like, it's so fun because it's like, I would have not done this, you know, and to have something paid for, like I just found out yesterday or the day before that I get to go to California in February. What? Like on Beachbody's dime. So I'm super excited. You know, like there's Success Club trips for helping 3 to 5 people a month. They just, I didn't get to go because I was super pregnant, but they went to Punta Cana, I think was this year.
Yeah.
Next year we're all going to Riviera Maya. Like it's just so, so cool. So that's something you can absolutely earn. Okay. Moving on.
So that's me, right?
Yep.
Okay, so where do you even start? How basically it's very affordable to start. If you just signed up as a coach, just flat out, you just want to be a coach, it's only $39.95 to sign up. And if you are in the military or have your spouse is in the military, you have a free sign up. Right, Rebecca, it's your spouse too. Did you get it for free?
I did, yeah. The only exception is if it's a veteran. So if they're active in any way, guard, reserves, active duty, whatever, it could be you or your spouse. It can't be both. But if you're a veteran, it has to be the veteran. Does that make sense? So if you're no longer in the military, it has to be the actual veteran.
Got it. So yeah, so that is waived, that $39.95. But and then the only obligation with that is just it's $15.95 monthly website service fee. So that basically covers all your websites. It covers customer service, the shipping and handling that they do. I mean, we don't have to have any products. You know, we don't have to ship anything. They handle all of that for us, which I am so grateful for, because I could not be in a business where I mailed things. I'm bad enough at just mailing prizes. But so as you can see, you know, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like that it's almost too cheap to sign up. And I say that only for those that really, you know, are looking for a business opportunity and really looking for a way to help other people and, you know, create sustainable income for their families. Because when people pay, you know, $39.95, it's almost like they've nothing. And so it's unlike, say, you open up your own gym where you're investing hundreds of thousands of dollars into starting that up. And if you're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars, you better bet you will be in there sun up to sundown every single day, you know, talking to everybody you know to try to get them to come to your gym. You know, you will go to every level to make it work. But I see time and time again with this business where people are only paying $40 to sign up, and so they don't treat it like a business. And people will start, and then, you know, they're treating it like a $40 business, not like a $1 million business, or, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars that they invested. And so what I mean by that is they're not putting in the time. And so a lot of times I'll find that coaches will give it, you know, a month or 2 months and just be like, well, I'm not seeing results right away, so this just isn't for me. And that just breaks my heart every time I hear that, because this isn't a get rich quick. This isn't an overnight success thing. This isn't, you know, those are not real. That's not realistic. And so this is something where you put in the time, and you really, it's a direct reflection of the effort you put in. So the more effort, the more people you talk to, the more time, the longer you're in the business, you will eventually see the fruits of those labors. And it's different timeline for everybody, but I just kind of wanted to mention that. Just $39.95, that is like nothing. And so, but don't get distracted by how cheap it is, because really, like, you have the opportunity to create your dream life, like the life that you know, couldn't even dream of through this opportunity, only through that little fee. But the cool thing is that you sometimes, most of the time, actually every coach I've had sign up, they don't even pay that $39.95, because they start with the challenge pack. And so when you buy a challenge pack, you get that fee waived. And if you have ever bought a challenge pack in the past, they will waive that fee. Basically, you pay it, you fill out a form, and within 20 days of signing up, and then they reimburse you that $40. So in the end, you're not paying anything. And this is the way they do this, because they found that a challenge pack is really like the best thing, not only for our challengers, but for our coaches to get started right. Because as a coach, like we said, what do we do? We're products of the product. So of course, you should be drinking your shake every day. You should be doing your workouts. You should be doing these things so that you can be living proof that these products really do work, you know? And so with a challenge pack, you get, it used to be up until this year that you'd get, you know, you'd pick your one program and you get it on DVD. They'd send it to you in the mail with your Shakeology flavor, whatever one you chose, a month's worth of Shakeology. You get one program. Sometimes you'd get the portion control containers, and then you'd get a shaker cup. And that was what a challenge pack for the most part was. Well, they recently, just this year, they have totally revolutionized fitness, and now what we like to call it like the Netflix of fitness. And so I'm sure you've probably heard of Beachbody On Demand. And so they have the Beachbody On Demand All Access Challenge Pack, which means that you basically, Beachbody On Demand is where you access all these programs you can see on here. And this, we were laughing because there are so many more programs. This picture, I think, was last year. And there are so many new programs that should be added onto this picture that they've come out with already just since last year. So that's the really cool thing about, you know, standing for this company, is that they have our back. Like, they literally put out top, you know, state-of-the-art workout programs, and they're always figuring out what, you know, what we need as a society, what people are looking for. You know, people wanted just something, they wanted to have a program that was just more fun for people. That's why Country Heat, you see in the corner, they did that one. And so there's so many programs. There's something for everyone. We have yoga now, and we're constantly coming out with new programs. This year alone, I think it's at least 3 new programs. So at least every 6 months, there's some new thing. And so it's really exciting to kind of find out. You know, we just found out when we went to Summit just a few weeks ago, all these new things that they're coming out with, and it's just incredible. And so with the All Access Challenge Pack, you get access to every single program we have, all the programs that are coming out this year, and you get that for an entire year. So it's literally like your gym membership, and it's just the one-time payment. You get it for the whole year, plus you get the portion control containers, plus you get a month's worth of Shakeology, plus you get the shaker cup. So it's really like, it's such an incredible deal. And the coolest thing is you are sitting like in the best seat right now because you have it so good you don't even know, because this challenge pack is normally $199, which is already an incredible deal if you really think about a year's, you know, worth of a gym pass, plus a month's worth of a meal a day, plus containers and a shaker cup, like for $200. Like that's really kind of a joke. But they have it on sale up until the end of this month, and it's on sale for $160. So that's an amazing deal. This is like, not only is it the perfect time for you to get started because you get a challenge pack at a discount, but you are going to be able to then go to your family and friends and be like, hey, like right now it's on sale, and that's just going to boost your business right there in the beginning because you have this to leverage. And, you know, they always have the best interest of the coaches in mind when they're doing things and putting up promotions. So take advantage of this. Honestly, like, that would have been awesome. I mean, I paid $140 when I signed up for my challenge pack, and I got one program.
I paid $160 for 21 Day Fix.
So, okay, so yeah, mine was on sale. So.
I paid like $220 for Insanity Max 30.
Yeah, Max 30 was a very expensive one.
And now you get it.
Yeah, so now you get literally every single program. Like, this right here seems too good to be true. When they first put this out, I was like, there's no way Beachbody is doing this. Like, they're losing so much money by doing this, but somehow they are making it work, and they are just killing it in the fitness industry. So, so again, $160, that gets you the challenge pack, that waives the coach sign-up fee, so you don't have to pay the $40. So literally, you're starting your own business by paying $160. But with that $160, you're getting a year's worth of a gym membership, a month's worth of one meal a day, containers and a cup. Like it's kind of a no-brainer. So when I get people that their biggest hesitation is money, I get it. Do you think that I had money signing up? Like I told you, I was not even living paycheck to paycheck. But I knew long-term I had a vision of what this would do for me, what it was going to do for my family. And I figured it out. I think I used my birthday money because my birthday was just last week. And so I'm pretty sure I used my birthday money and I signed up because I knew what the value was in this and I wasn't going to miss out on the opportunity. And I have since, you know, we tell you, you literally, if you help 3 people a month, you cover the cost of your Shakeology. So it's like since I've been a coach, you know, I have never had to technically pay for it because I've been able to help those people every month and cover the cost of my Shakeology. Again, Beachbody doesn't guarantee, you know, any source of income like you. It's really a direct reflection of how hard you work, but it's possible. And if I can do it, then you definitely can do it. So.
Yes, that's awesome. And I will say that I honestly think, well, actually, you only need to help 2 people a month to cover Shakeology, FYI.
Actually, yeah, now with this all access pack, yeah.
You'll have that coach discount. So, but you know, and there isn't a requirement. Like there's no requirement monthly to buy a certain amount, to buy whatever, just to put that out there. But you're going to want to be on Shakeology because it's amazing. And honestly, it saved me money. It saved a lot of people money, challengers and coaches, just because because it is a meal and it's so freaking nutritious. Like I don't have to take blood pressure. It lowered my blood pressure. It replaced my prenatal vitamin. My doctor approved it to replace my prenatal. I don't take a multivitamin anymore. You know, like a slew of health issues that people have, diabetics, like so many, it has helped. And so it can save you money. It saved me money from going to impulse, like McDonald's stops, honestly, or like buying things that I normally would because of those cravings. So I'm actually saving money by having this delicious, nutritious shake every day. But that's just a little side tangent. Okay, Courtney, tell us what happens after they sign up.
So, okay, so you're probably like, okay, I signed up. Now what do I do? Help me. So that's what we're here for. So that's what I said. I was like, help me. So basically, you know, this is all, of course, the person that helps you get started, like it's going to be helping you, but it's really up to you to make sure that you're doing the new coach basics that we start. So really like, you know, putting the time into, go through the new coach basics that we get you into. It's free. You'll have so many resources. We're literally share everything that we do. You never, like in the beginning, I don't think I had to create anything. Like I still really create a lot of stuff. I mean, to be honest, because there's just so much out there and everybody is so open because you're a team and you want to work together and you want to help each other. So you're going to be put into this new coach basic that's basically starting. There's like a self-paced one where you've been thinking about doing one in a group. So this is going to start on August the 14th in the group. So if you want to hop in with us and do it that way, I know everyone's like different learners. So it's really all about like what your style is. So we'll talk to you about that and get it figured out. So that's what it's going to look like. And we'll get your free group started and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. So you're just going to work on yourself and you're going to help other people and learn this business. And it's going to be awesome. And then we're going to leave you with this. Or Courtney, are you talking about this? I don't think so. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is, when you sign up, you're literally going to meet like 7 people that are like you and that you truly fit in with. And then eventually what happens is you start finding bringing in more into your tribe. And it is such a supportive family. Like I know that if I have a really bad day or something happens, I can literally text any of these two, I mean, both of them or Lisa or whoever it is, I can text and be like, oh my gosh, help me, you know, like I'm having an awful day, like, and they'll cheer me up and they're there to support me. And this is my favorite thing about coaching. Like the community is my favorite thing. Like I always think about like, for some reason, you know, if Beachbody went away, what would I miss the most? It would be this. Like my heart would die. I don't even want to think about it. But yeah, you're gonna find your people, and you know, everyone's so different but so alike. It's really cool. It's so diverse, and like people come from different countries and different parts of the United States. We use different lingo, and we learn about, you know, people on the West Coast using terminology, like we're in New Orleans, like what's a crawfish, you know, things like that we really just connect on and learn from each other, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
Yeah. All right. So we've taken enough of your time, and we just want to kind of tell you to jump and build your wings on the way down. That's one of my favorite little sayings, because I just believe that it's true, and that's what I did. I'm such an overthinker, overanalyzer, planner, like type A, and with this business, it was something that I finally just dove in, and I do not regret it, and it's totally transformed my life. And I do cry thinking about it, and thinking about if Beachbody went away and what would happen, and in my life, into my soul, into my heart, because it's just been such an incredible blessing. So if you're thinking about it, if you're interested, if you have questions that we didn't get to or answer, or you have some specifics or hesitations, please, please, please reach out to us, or post them in the event. We can address them, you know, so everybody can see. But is there anything else that we want to say, or pretty much covered it?
I think we're good. Just reach out to your coach that invited you to this, and we can chat more. We're excited for you.
Yeah, August groups are starting, and we're pumped up. We're excited. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye. Okay. Bye.